Welcome to the Pretentious review of Cat People.
That's hot.
All right, another Pretentious review. I think I interpret it as actually pretentious and what I would choose. Something that would be like, all right, Bryce. Because I think I go towards like the Criterion collection.
Oh.
And a lot of the times I pick something and then I find out later that it's part of the Criterion collection, which is this one.
Oh.
So Cat People.
What does it mean to be part of the Criterion collection?
Well,
because I know that those are DVDs that are nicer than other DVDs.
Right. So there's a lot attributed to the Criterion collection as like a mark of quality or whatever, but really what it is they're just a distribution company. Right. And so I think the mission statement is releasing films that are important but aren't readily available in print, but even that kind of breaks down because they've got stuff like that's super popular.
Yeah, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas is part of it.
Yeah, or like collection. Just like Wes Anderson stuff. It's like but they've got like a lot of like
pretentious shit,
research and commentaries and stuff around them that kind of give context to why they're important or why they're, worth calling out as important in film. Anyway, this is one of those.
Cat People from 1942.
Yeah, Cat People from 1942. There's a 1984 remake,
which is weird because it's 42 years after 1942. Yeah, think about it. Double the amount of time.
And this was on a list. Like I always go to like top horror movies of all time lists just to like see which ones we've covered and which ones like we haven't, and some that I've just never even heard of. And this is one of those. I haven't seen this on a lot of those lists, but Cat People came up on one of those lists. And there's a real blaring reason for why it's on it, but it's more interesting than just that reason.
See, I thought you chose it because it was because it was a great juxtaposition to being
reviewed with men.
Reviewed with men, because it's kind of like
it works out.
It's kind of like women, What a bunch of bitches.
Yeah, I mean it
trifling.
It is a pretty good pairing with men because there is definitely a representation of the problems with men and women's relationships,
Yeah, made in a time where it was super duper okay to say, females, you're out of line.
Right.
Not okay to do that now.
Right.
You can't make a film called Women.
So let me get through. So basic synopsis is an American man marries a Serbian immigrant who fears that she will turn into the cat person of her homeland's fables if they are intimate together. Here's my review. Like most movies from the 40s, there's a lot of things you have to get used to stylistically before you can see through the time period and production quality to get to the value of the film. A few films stand out as familiar because they figured out a lot of movie-making tricks that survive till today. Cat People is one of them, especially for the horror genre. Cat People, and this is one of the main reasons I picked it. It's notable because it's the very first use of what we would consider the modern jump scare. It's the first like real example of like
literal and figurative.
Yeah, they figured the long lead up and setting up dread to like something's going to happen, and then loud noise, nothing.
Right.
Like nothing happened, but there was a very loud noise and it makes you jump out of your seat. Like that trope started with this movie, and it was super effective.
And it was a cat knocking a glass off a table.
This movie was created at a time when RKO was struggling financially, the movie studio. This is coming off of some big financial failures. One movie that it was such a big flop, it's just lost to history. This movie called Citizen Kane.
Whoa. Are you serious?
Yeah. Our Citizen Kane was a huge financial flop for RKO. And so they were scrambling to find opportunities, and it was looking to make a quick buck off of the Universal horror recipe. So they saw Universal establishing themselves as the horror icon that they are from the time period with all these monster movies. So what they wanted to do is create a low-budget monster movie with high returns, targeting this genre.
Yeah, this is that in spades.
Yeah,
this even has the makings of a modern low-budget horror movie, which is it's shot in basically 2 locations, right?
Right.
And so you save a lot of money just by not having to change sets around a bunch, not having to have a bunch of complicated sets and set pieces, which back then that was your only option. There was no CGI or anything like that. So it's like, no, sets are fucking expensive, bro.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's also they borrowed sets from Orson Welles Productions.
Oh.
So that staircase is from like a Orson Welles film. I forget the name of it, but it's like
like that's the most notable. Aside from maybe her apartment, that staircase is the most beautiful set piece in the whole movie.
Right.
It's so pretty.
So it was made off of a shoestring budget of $134,000, which, if adjusted for inflation, would be about $2.5 million today. So in terms of making a movie, like finding a movie that only costs $2.5 million today is almost impossible. Even like budget movies that's put out by a major studio, that's like unheard of. But it made, by some estimates, 30 times its budget.
Whoa, that's
even conservative estimates would be like 10 times its budget. So it was a huge financial success.
It's a hit.
It's one of those movies that got some bad reviews early on, but it stayed in theaters for so long that some critics
turned the corner,
and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm starting to see some of the good stuff.